Happy Thursday. This week's been super weird because of the holiday. My name's Ashley Lewick, owner of Rooted and Happy, and I'm here to bring you some life ponderings today. But first, I have a mini lesson for you. So, I've said this before and kind of covered it in my last video too. If you don't feel like doing something, don't do that something in order to get that something done. um, so this is what I mean by this mini lesson is for me to show up on video today would not have happened if I had to get ready. Okay? Hence freshly showered, fresh face, beautiful, I know. But I didn't feel like getting ready. If I would have had to get ready, I would not be on this camera. So guess what? We're just not going to get ready. Here I am. A lot of times what we think is stopping us really isn't stopping us. So my thought, I don't really want to show up and do this today. That wasn't the problem. The problem was I didn't want to get ready. Therefore, that was stopping me from getting on this camera. Not that I really always get ready, but usually my hair is like at least dried. And I didn't feel like doing that today. So here we are. So next time you don't feel like going to the gym, is it really that you don't feel like going to the gym, or is there something else stopping you? And if so, just remove that something else and get going. A lot of times we make such a big deal of going to the gym or eating healthy or whatever it is that we just don't. And if you don't feel like eating vegetables today, don't. If you don't feel like working out, don't. Then do the opposite. Go work out, have an off day, whatever it might be. So whatever's stopping you, make sure that's what you don't want to do. I don't know if this is making any sense, but use my example to make more sense. I didn't feel like getting ready. I thought I didn't feel like being on camera. Truth is, I actually just didn't want to get ready. So therefore, here we are, fresh out the shower, still in my jammies, drinking coffee. Okay, so now getting on with the real lesson today that has been floating around in my brain space, taking up space, is that I really truly believe that we are put here to learn and grow. And if we're not growing and if we're not challenging ourselves, we kind of get stuck in this state of depression and we feel like we're unfulfilled. And we feel almost like we failed, like we're not doing anything. And I think that's when a lot of problems start to show up in our lives. So I really do think that our purpose here is to grow and learn more about ourselves. And I know that sounds very crazy that we are ourselves, we fully know ourselves. I guarantee you don't know yourself fully. Because you haven't maybe been put through some super tough situations. You ever notice people who grew up with, a childhood that wasn't great, or, have gone through, they have a story to tell. It's their story, and they come out the other side very, very strong people. Only if they have decided to take what they are going through and grow through it. If you don't choose that, those life lessons are going to keep showing up over and over and over again, repeated in your life until you choose to learn from them and you understand the lessons that are supposed to be learned. You would not be put through situations that you could not handle. Okay? So when something is very tough or something, isn't going your way, there is a reason you are going through this situation, and you need to realize that. If you don't realize that, it's going to show up over and over and over again. I see this happen a lot in everything. People will be like, I always find, how do I put this? Relationships. It shows up a lot in relationships. Patterns with people. I always seem to find the wrong people. I always seem to date assholes. I always seem to find selfish people. Whatever it might be, there are two things that happen in a relationship. This is going to be relationship talk with Ashley, apparently. You need to learn from that person. That person is put in your life to learn and to grow yourself. This is where the yourself comes in. That person is a reflection of what's going on inside of you. So if you keep finding yourself with somebody who is, I don't know, has I don't want to just like call out a certain type of person because that's not super nice, but let's go extreme. Let's go abuse. I'm going to go there. What if someone abusive mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever that might be? You have to look inside yourself. Are you treating yourself that way? This might sound super crazy to people, but I'd be willing to bet that there is a part of you that doesn't treat yourself with respect either. That might be a better way to put it. So, people don't respect me. Well, do you respect yourself? Fully and honestly, do you respect yourself? Do you love yourself? Because if you don't, and you don't care for yourself, it is impossible. You can't look for that in somebody else. The minute you figure that out, though, and then you work on yourself and you start to grow yourself and love yourself and accept yourself, that person will attract to you. You attract what you are, okay? Whether you want to admit it or not, whether I sound crazy to you or not, my screen started going very dim here. There we go. Just start to realize your own patterns, and maybe it's a lot harder to see your patterns. Look into the people that are around you because they are a reflection of you, some piece of you. Everybody brought into your life is some piece of you. So keep that in mind to fix yourself. That was a really long tangent on relationships. We're going to get back to the point of situations that you would not be put through unless you were meant to be put through them. But like I said, you have to have your eyes open to the fact that you're trying to be taught something. There's a lesson that you need to learn from in order to level up in your life. So, if you've had an extremely terrible childhood, yes, that sucks, and I'm very sorry you had to go through that, but I guarantee you have learned something from it that you have brought into your adult life. Whether it is, this is not my case, sorry, Dad, but if your dad treated you poorly, you had to learn from that. Now maybe you have kids, and now you are a much better parent to your kids. Maybe you would not be the parent you are without going through what your dad did to you as a child, mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever it might be. And that is a very broad lesson. There are very little tiny things that'll shape you as you go through these life lessons. And when you can look at life that way, it really opens up your eyes to nothing bad really happens. There are terrible things that do happen, but when you can look at every single day as a growth opportunity to come out stronger physically, mentally, emotionally, everything is to mold you. Everything is to make you the person you want to become or that you need to be to level up in life. Now, moving forward, let's look at, I'm going to backtrack. And I think growing, so when we look at personal growth and we look at learning about who we are, because you have to know who you are for 90% of your life, if not all of it, to know what you want, to know where you're going, and to be successful. If you don't know who you are, it's very hard to get to where you want to be. And of course, I'm going to use weight loss because this is a big piece of it. But I think, let me backtrack one more time. And you do have a choice. You can choose how you grow as a human, as a person. Different avenues, but you have to grow. And growing is uncomfortable, and growing sucks, and it's emotionally draining, and we don't realize it, but sometimes we're like, I'm tired all the time. Well, what is your current situation? Are you currently evolving as a human? Are you currently in your cocoon, moving on to that next piece of life that you need to evolve for, that your body's getting ready for? That's a big piece of it. But anyway, so you choose avenues of growth. I personally choose business as my avenue of growth. I will never have a day in my life again where I am not running some type of business selfishly because it grows me and puts me into spots, situations, and places that I never thought I would be in life. When you're open to these opportunities and when you can look at things like that, it really helps guide you into life to finding more of a purpose and to feel more fulfilled. And feeling fulfilled, I've noticed, is really closely related to happiness. If you are fulfilled, and that usually you're pretty happy. So you can choose different avenues of growth, but you have to choose one. So, like I said, for me, it's business. It is owning a business, it's running a business. I have learned so much about myself and grown so much as a person. I would not have done that in a desk job, or working wherever I decide to work at the time. Now, yes, I have a part time job, and I'm learning a lot there too, but I'm also learning a lot about myself, and like I need to get a move on my business stuff, because holy crap, that is not my life. um I don't have a problem working at the vitamin store. I get to help people, but I feel very stuck. Like there's no way I can grow anymore through that. And so I have to work on this because I want to work on myself. I want to grow more. I want to know more, learn more, and uncover who I really am. And another avenue you can choose is weight loss. And it sounds kind of crazy that people just go through weight loss and they don't get much from it other than losing weight. And when I worked with clients in the past, and I've helped them, and this is what I want to move more into, is picking weight loss as an avenue of growth. I mean, there is so much to be learned about yourself. Where are your weak points? Where are your strong points? What thoughts are coming up? I mean, my God, when you're doing weight loss, the emotional part of weight loss is unreal. I mean, body image stuff, looking in the mirror every day, the mental resilience to keep going when you are not seeing results day after day after day after day after day after day, and then maybe after day. I mean, if that doesn't build your brain and your body, literally everything, stronger, then I don't know. I don't know another form that you have to look in the mirror every day and see the same person even though you're putting in work. Oh my God. Like, weight loss is a really, really great avenue to choose for growth. And along the way, learn yourself. But when you're just going to lose weight to lose, the pounds, and you don't pay attention and you're not learning lessons you need to learn to move on to be that next person, which is going to be a healthier you, it's going to be very, very hard to lose weight because you are truly not learning the lessons that you need to learn to let go of the excess weight and to learn about food and how to nourish your body and how to love your body. You are sitting there hating it, hating it, hating it, not learning anything. You're getting nothing from it. So why the hell would you keep going? Right? You wouldn't. But if every day you were learning a little bit more about yourself and you were actually learning to enjoy the process. I used to hate when people would say that because I was stuck on, I didn't care about the process, I wanted results. I wanted to punch people in the face when they would say, enjoy the process. Because at the time, especially starting Momentum Wellness, my old business, I fucking hated the process. But now, I have no clients right now, and I'm still doing this. And I've learned that this really is just an avenue to learn more about me and to grow and to work on myself. Yes, I get to help people along the way, which is a bonus. That is fantastic. But if I can focus on, where I'm going and what this is going to do for me, the rest will happen. Just like weight will come off if you are learning to love yourself and accept yourself and nourish yourself, not just in it for losing weight. So the gym is an avenue of growth, even mentally. Eating healthy, so all that can be grouped in weight loss. Business is a form of personal growth. Starting anything, my world is those two things, so I'm narrow-minded, but there are so many other ways you can grow as a person. You just have to find your avenue. Just like when you're working out, you have to find something that you like and you're going to stick to. Just like movement or workouts, nutrition, you have to like it. You have to like your path that you choose. And your path is that form of growth. And you just, along the way, day to day, observe. I mean, that is the biggest thing I can tell people, and we don't take the time to do, is like, just observe what life is throwing at you. Observe and take note of what lesson is meant to be learned. Every day there is an opportunity for you to grow as a person and take advantage of situations that are purposely put in your life for you to grow. And a lot of times we just go right by them because we're so sidetracked, we're so busy in life that we don't take the time to slow down and be like, what do I need to learn from this in order to go that much further in my life and grow that much more? So how do you know if you're not growing as a person? You're bored. You think you don't like getting up in the morning. You consistently think about how much life sucks. You're complaining all the time. You have no motivation to do anything. These are all signs that you are not growing as a person. And if I were to give someone a step one of, okay, well, how do I know when to start growing? Not when would be now. How do I know when I am evolving and when I am leveling up in life? And where do I start? Look at your goal. Like what is your end goal? I mean, I was just reading a book and they went through what people said on their deathbed, and almost every single person had regrets about what they had done with their life. And then the other day, I was talking about somebody in our neighborhood with my boyfriend, and he's about to retire, and we're like, he doesn't have much anymore. Like, he doesn't even want to retire because his whole life has been work, and his kids are gone, he's alone. And we were talking about how much it would suck to get to that point and you don't even want to retire because you have nothing, because your whole life has been not growing, you have been in a job. And it's like, oh my God, the point of life is to grow, and to not even want to retire because you have nothing else is insane. And so look at your goals. What is your end game? You have to have something. What are your hopes? You can't be just working your whole life to retire and then what? Build something. Do something. Work on yourself. Weight loss can be included. Your health can be a goal. What else are you doing? After you retire, if you're healthy, think of all of the possibilities. Go move away. You can hike. You're mobile. You're not just gonna sit around. You're gonna feel good. You're not gonna be bedridden. Whatever it might be, health can be that growth avenue for you. It can be your sole purpose of life. It is one of mine. Business and health are my two growth avenues. I'm not done growing in health. I still have so much to learn, and there's so much more I want to do. And same with business. This is just the start. And so that's where I would start. Think about that. Like, what in 20, 30, 40, whenever you're going to retire, then what? Yeah, well, I still have kids. They are probably going to have their own life. Then what? Build something for yourself. Make something of yourself. Life is amazing. There's so many opportunities, and to just choose to sit there and not grow and to not find out who you are is, I'm going to say it, you're wasting life. A lot of people don't get that chance to even be here. And we do. And if you're doing nothing and you're not continuously growing and learning about yourself and taking care of yourself, what are you doing? Just to ponder. Okay? So I'm going to leave it at that today. That's where you start. Think of what do you want your life? Think of that end. It never really ends, but something. And when you look at it as, I'm going to grow through it, and it's not going to be easy, but it's going to give me something to do. A lot of times that's business and the gym for me. It gives me something to do. That's not sitting on my phone. That's not sitting in front of the TV. It's making me a better person. Why not? It's improving my life. It's making me happy. That's all I need. Okay? Something to ponder. Have a really good rest of your day. Mine started off rocky, but we all have temper tantrums. Okay? All right. Have a really good rest of your day and weekend. I will see you next week.